I think it's time to restart the conversation of whether or not Incineroar is a better character. Let's bring it back with D-Money as the representative. You guys might be singing a different tune.
Listen, man, I've heard one thing about D-Money, and I was at dinner last night, and it was like, this is a positive legend within the community who's got the confidence going in. Sent a text last night like, you know what? I'm going in this weekend. And you know what? Go. Doesn't matter how you're seated, doesn't matter what's going to happen. If you're feeling yourself going into it, then I'm rooting for you. That's the king right there.
Michigan rooting for their hero as well in Arkdee. This is definitely a regional matchup of the ages. These two do not play each other that much as they're not that close within the region, but D-Money is the clear favorite within the venue today.
Absolutely, especially you're trying to find this an early hit here on this Palutena, but you're playing so patiently there at the ledge. Trying to find these playing on that high recovery. Not going to find it though. You're trying to find that grounded approach from the ledge as well. With that auto reticle, doing a fantastic job of 30 Needle getting back to ledge. At 137, a lot of rage in Incineroar. You're Arkdee, you want the stock now. You don't want to miss this at all.
This is starting to feel like Wile E. Coyote versus Roadrunner, except Roadrunner has all of the explosive tools. You just can't chase him down, and he gets to hit you from range. Finally finding an opening, though, getting close up. Oh, but eating the tail end of the explosive flame is a tragic mistake.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing about a matchup like this is while Palutena's going to dominate the aerial game, find a lot of those nair trains, find a lot of extra damage, when it comes to finding those landings and finding the those conversions afterwards, when the Palutena starts to wind down, this Incineroar can absolutely explode your stock. And that's why Arkdee is constantly keeping the pressure up, and no matter how big this lead is, you cannot let up and you cannot slow down.
Mixing up the landing there after you hit the ground with that tail end of the up B. You can choose to go left or go right. That has been saving D-Money as he's using these options way too aggressively. But Arkdee's still living with comfortable percentage. With some rage online, you can find it a roll and whip at ledge. You'll be in a good position, but the teleports, it's just too much movement for Incineroar to deal with.
The ledge, you're not going to find that satchel just yet. Still hanging on just fine. Go to the little once more. Trying to run in there to find a grab. They're approaching from the ground. Again, Arkdee doing a fantastic job keeping it so close to the ground with those nairs into that back air to close it out. Now going up 3 stocks to 1 in this game number 1. D-Money really struggling to find any sort of advantage here, any sort of opening. That's the first amount of percent that's been laid down into Arkdee in the last minute. Damn. The explosive thing coming out there again. Arkdee doing a fantastic job of covering that long range. The wind up there for the side central. When he comes back in here again, he's got the dash attacks on the ground as well. Another option you've got to reconsider. Getting the iframes on that move to deter those dash attacks from this Incineroar. D-Money is just trying to find an avenue, but he's not going to find it as game number 1 goes down in a 3-stock fashion. My goodness, man.
Tough thing to see, but the first thing that I want to see from D-Money is a stage swap. Do not take Arkdee back to a long stage. You need to pick something smaller.
There you go.
If Small Battlefield was the smallest thing available, I assume that Hollow Bastion was banned. I assume that Smashville was banned. This is probably your best choice. Regular Battlefield, unfortunately, gives too much safety to Palutena with the top platform. This gives just enough space for you to set up some frame traps if you can get close to your opponent, and there's much less space for you to close the gap.
100%, man. We get into this game number 2. The biggest thing early on, D-Money playing a lot more of that conservative ground game, not throwing out those aerials, trying to temper here, because again, when it comes to the aerial game, that dogfight, Palutena's going to win every day of the week. So it's going to be encroaching with a pressuring with, like, flashing that shield a little bit. No, it's not.
No, it's just fine, but it was a bad position.
A very bad position to be in. It's still fine, though. Again, now playing that conservative ground game, looking to find a grab, looking to find a little bit of damage. A revenge, a double revenge coming out. This is where you're looking for it. If you're Arkdee, you want to grab or you want to get off stage right now.
Yeah, you can tell that D-Money's going to be looking for 2 things. Out of shield is going to be looking for a neutral bait, or he's going to be looking for an Alolan Whip, but instead just opts to go for the air-to-air, knowing that it's a safe option, knowing that Arkdee is ready for it, and finally finds the F-tilt on the ledge trap. That's the position we were talking about at the start of the set. At the start of this game, I should say, game 2.
The biggest I mean, you were dead anyways. The biggest adaptation here in this game or 2, again, definitely the grounded game, the patience D-Money is bringing into this. Especially with the smaller team, you have less opportunity to run away instead of your aerial pressure as Arkdee. There's a revenge right there, but not going to find a down for coming out. Oh, into the down air. Great air dodge, great adaptation there from Arkdee to still hang on. There's that shield patiently with the cross up with that nair as well. The double revenge throwing out. Arkdee is learning, okay, maybe I can't just throw out nair. I'm going to wait as a revenge for just a little bit.
Oh, Obstacle for the turnaround, almost finds the edge guard, but nothing hits sweet right there. 101% on D-Money, getting thrown back off stage. No confirm right there, DIing out well.
Here we go, going to get you back with that 40, the long Incineroar legs. Still hanging on, waiting for a landing approach here with this Palutena. You back those forward airs as well. Biding your time, gonna find that Nair out of shield as well. Gonna catch the landing, but the ledge cancel of Arkdee is still hanging on, makes some decent space, gonna catch that alone one coming back in there with the back air into the explosive flames to catch the wind-up recoveries that D-Money's been going for.
D-Money's not feeling good. You can see him shaking his head after all of these stocks that are totally avoidable with well-timed air dodges, but might just even this one back up with the Alolan Whip. One edge guard opportunity. But going high on the stage, the parry. D-Money prepares for the follow-up choice.
You mentioned last set, right? You know, going through those parries, there's a big pivotal part of your game, especially that applies to grapplers like Incineroar, where the biggest opportunities you're going to get is going to be when your opponent is overextending and you can fall right into your loving arms to find a lot of damage or a big kill.
74% on the back foot though. D-Money needs to find some opening. Racking on the percent without being in range to get a grab can be very difficult for Incineroar. You have to find a lot of piecemeal single hits. Went for the full ender right there, but did not find the connection.
You know what? I gotta respect it, man. I gotta give it up. You're looking to get back in there. A little bit, not gonna connect just yet. You back as well. Not gonna go for the up air. Great hold back there from D-Money, still hanging on. There comes back in there as well. Arkdee going high with another up air. Not gonna find a great air dodge there from D-Money, still to hang on. Back with the Alolan Whip. You back to the down tilt. A very precarious angle, but you still got the air dodge in black. You can make out with the magnet hands. Literally anything max range from this cat. Avoiding that explosive, you learned a lesson the first time. Oh my god! The Alolan Whip through the back air as D-Money is still hanging on. This is an even game.
Oh, he connects it. The drag down isn't true right there. 168%. There's so much range on line, but that's going to close it out. Find the drag down into the up tilt. If it doesn't work once, send it twice.
Reaction from D-Money. D-Money, I'm watching your stream, bro. Why are you trying not to laugh? What's going on, man? Oh my god, the Nair drag down into the up tilt towards the end.
Tough
honestly, it's D-Money, like recognizing those last hit scenarios, having the gumption to go over those crazy explosive Incineroar options. Because at that point, Arkdee's coverage has been phenomenal. Something you can really do is when those openings happen, you gotta make it count. And speaking of openings, we've got one of those stage openings you alluded to earlier. We've got those small stages. We got Hollow Bastion. This is Incineroar's bread and butter.
Yeah, after additional consideration, I think Arkdee's actually banning the flat stages that are smaller. FD has to be a ban, and probably Smashville as well.
Smashville. Yeah, I banned Smashville for sure.
But leaving Hollow Bastion open is kind of like the necessary evil because you don't want to get frame trapped. You need to have a platform for some level of safety.
Exactly. Now, looking to keep find some early damage here. Again, the smaller stages is what D-Money's going to be making his living on right now. Unfortunately, the offstage game is going to be as difficult as ever to get picked up there by the tail end of that down tilt. Oh, unfortunately, not going to make it back with the Alolan Whip. Only 33% on the part of Arkdee. But again, we got to give it up. The consistent pressure from this Palutena has been so pristine.
Oh, it's so difficult. Incineroar doesn't have a good option that hits both sides out of shield. That's sooner than frame 11, unless you Nair. And it's just too difficult to go for a Nair out of shield. You can get punished so hard if Arkdee spaces well enough.
Not gonna put that Larry just yet though, but the Alolan Whip upwards isn't gonna take a great deal from Arkdee to still hang on. Put another one there, a little overzealous as you command grab towards the ledge, which is a pretty precarious option you could go for. There's another one though, you were absolutely out of there on Hollow Bastion. Only down 40%. D-Money is not letting it get to him too badly.
What a risky choice too, because Arkdee has been picking Nair on shield and then a follow-up Nair on shield or another option afterwards. That's the first time I feel like Arkdee's actually shielded after going for pressure here. D-Money's just reading out the right options at the right time. It's kind of the name of the game with this character.
Find the landing, some way to get back in the ledge. Sharking through with that upper, you're gonna another advantage of Hollow Bastion, giving the smaller ledge layout. You can poke through those up airs, give the pressure up again, trying to catch the run away. As Arkdee is now starting to feel a little bit faulty right now in this pressure. Get a little scared because D-Money is amping up right now. Oh, my goodness.
Walking back close, does avoid the grab, the roll away. They're both scrambling with defensive options at this point. Arkdee knowing that at the right position at the right time, if maybe a little bit of revenge gets stacked on D-Money, you can see him fishing for it right now. The Alolan Whip will take it, but D-Money just wants a little bit more damage and wants to get Arkdee off stage. Nothing doing though, Arkdee finding the down air, falling through the platform, and following it up for the stock take.
Possibly final stock of winners here for D-Money. You gotta make it count. Looking for those Alolan Whips on platform. And again, it's like on paper the optimal thing to do, but Arkdee, like the windup is so slow. Arkdee can react there, and he's been so good at finding those rebuttals with those aerials, finding so much extra damage there with those nairs, with the fadeaway back airs. Not going to find the ledge control on that platform with the up special. A bit of rage, that grab going to get rid of that revenge damage immediately. And once again, D-Money is in the blender, the place you do not want to be here as Incineroar.
Arkdee just looks like he's working at the office right now. You're just stone cold in the face.
My
Looking
9
like
to
he's
5 at the Nair factory.
putting work on the spreadsheet right now. Look at this. Look at the stone cold. Meanwhile, D-Money mumbling to himself, saying, I've got to find a way out of this. I've got to find some sort of opening. This is getting ridiculous. And it's still in the defense. No optimal position right now. Can't find an opening. And Arkdee closes it out as quickly as it started in a 3-0 fashion. Down, tilt, into back air on the ledge trap. Taylor's oldest time.
Yeah, unfortunate way to go out on the part of D-Money, but fantastic showing from Arkdee. I mean, consistently, like, if you ask me to look up textbook gameplay of Palutena, the first thing I'm going to see in the text is probably going to be a little diagram of the Nair trains that Arkdee was putting out there, man. It's consistent pressure on characters like Incineroar, and you look at them, right? You look at a matchup like Palutena and Incineroar, you think, oh, well, Palutena gets all this extra damage and she gets good at the ledge, but what if I explode? What if I get with in a low whip or a grab? Oh man, I'm going to be a little bit nervous when going in. Arkdee's like, nah, I know I win this matchup. I know I can fight. As long as I'm on the money, away from the D-Money, of course.
Nice.
As long as I'm as long as I